can you believe that they spent time on UFOs and on Oliver Anthony's song and a question about general patriotism and did not ask one question about this massive cultural issue and what we're doing to young children?
Of course. I loved Christie's answer. It was the only point of the night or the last 5 years where I thought Christie might win me over. And it's when he laughed at the moderators. He said, "You're asking me about UFOs? Are you out of your mind?" But to your point, Megyn, this is an issue where all Republicans seem to agree, from the most populist nationalist types all the way to fairly establishment types. The problem is, though, that the debate was being moderated by Fox News, and Fox is pro-trans. And Fox has made that stance clear. Fox will use the fake pronouns when they refer to men who think they're women as she. Fox has even run segments lauding the transing of kids. So he who pays the piper calls the tune.
Not too long ago. Like they did that relatively recently.
Right. And so because they were running the show, that issue didn't come up. It was obviously a huge omission. I think it shows you the increasing gap between political elites and the Republican Party base and the conservative movement. But even if that issue had come up, I'm not sure it would have done very much. I watched the whole debate. I watched the whole Trump interview with Tucker, and I came away with it thinking, okay, some of that was entertaining. Some of that I did just because it's my job and other people aren't going to watch it. But ultimately, it just did not change a single thing.
Yep. Can I ask you about the Trump interview on Tucker? I liked it as a counter program in that it's a middle finger to Fox, and both of those guys have every right to do that. But no one's really talking about it. You know, it trended on Twitter, which is where, X, which is where it lived. It's not dominating. I haven't even seen any of it anywhere in the news today. You know, I wonder, I don't know if there was a way for Trump to counter program away from the debate. But I don't know that it actually worked in terms of detracting from the attention. I think turning himself in today in Atlanta will. But what do you make of it as a strategy?
Conversation was two friends chatting on air, which was perfectly fine, but it's not going to grab headlines. The big counter programming is going to be the mugshot. The counter programming, in as much as people are supporting Trump increasingly because of the indictments, because the liberal establishment is wielding the political order in such a way that is unheard of in American history, obviously unjust. It is a recommendation of his candidacy. So it was a fine middle finger to Fox for both of those guys, and also an expression of where Trump stands. Trump is just different from basically anybody. He's an American original, but he's different from a lot of Republicans too. And the medium is the message often when it comes to Trump. And so if you had to ask right now, where is the conservative base? Do they support Fox News or Tucker Carlson? Obviously they support Tucker. And so it made perfect sense for him to do it, but it was never going to grab headlines. If Trump wants to grab headlines, he's got to get confrontational, but he just doesn't have to because he's got a 40-point lead. The person who should have learned that lesson is Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis has been playing the safest campaign I can imagine, and it's going to safely make him a loser in 2024. The only way that he has any chance, and frankly, I think the die is probably cast, and the bizarre circumstances of this primary, where for the first time since 1888, we've got a former president running for a non-consecutive second term, probably the circumstances mean nobody can beat Trump. But if you want to have any chance at all, you've got to get bold. You've got to take bold positions. You've got to go on media that's going to be hostile to you. The one candidate who has done that so far is Vivek Ramaswamy, who nobody had heard of 6 months ago and who now might soon be the number 2 guy in this race.
That's right. He goes everywhere. And it's not only has it exposed him and gotten his name out there, but it's honed his debate skills. I mean, you can see he's very practiced. He's very skilled. He enjoys the back and forth. It's made him better. So the rest of the candidates could take a lesson there for sure. National security experts are warning our aging power grid is more vulnerable than ever. January marked the 3rd time a power station in North Carolina was damaged by gunfire recently. Authorities are now checking our grid for vulnerabilities. Imagine having a blackout lasting not days but weeks or months. Your life would be frozen in time right at the moment the power fails. That's why having your own solar power is more important than ever. Listen to this. With the Patriot Power Generator, you get a solar generator that does not install into your house because it's portable. You can take it with you, even use it inside, but it's powerful enough for your phones, your medical devices, even your fridge. And right now, you can go to 4patriots.com and use the code MK to get 10% off your first purchase on anything in the store, including the Patriot Power Generator. You will also get their famous guarantee for an entire year after your order, plus free shipping on orders over $97. And a portion of every sale is donated to charities that support our veterans and their families. Just go to 4patriots.com and use code MK to get 10% off your order. 4patriots.com, use code MK to get yours today. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.